What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 27th day of September today, and here we are at about 10.66 cents. We're down 21.1% this week so far. One day, 11 hours left in this week. More like one day, 10 hours, 45 minutes left in this week. We look at this overall from a low to a high. It's crazy, man, that we're down 21% this week. That's crazy. We had such a bullish setup, you guys. Literally, all we had to do is keep moving higher. That's it. But no, we had other plans. We had to take a dive, take a bath. And from the beginning of this week, where we started to have suspicions that we were going to come lower, the target area was shifted to about 10 to 8.5 cents. And this week already, the low point's been 9.8 cents. So in all fairness, we have hit the low point. It is possible that this is the low for Cookie DAO. It is possible that we don't go lower. We don't have to. If Ethereum's found its low, if some other top altcoins have found their lows, then maybe we're absolved of going lower. But if Ethereum and Bitcoin both see lower lows, I highly doubt Cookie DAO is a safe place, right? I think that it's going to see lower lows as well. And in which case, that doesn't mean that we go all the way down to 8.5 cents, but maybe we do, but something lower, right? Something lower. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and we'll zoom out from there, okay? We'll come back out to the weekly here in a second, but let's just look at the 1 hour. Why isn't the price showing up? Oh, it's loading still. There we okay, all right. Okay, there we go. Now we got something. All right, cool. We'll just leave that there. Cookie DAO on the 1 hour. Whoa. What is this? That's odd. It's the RSI and the stochastics. Okay. We're going to redo this. That's what we're going to do. There we go. Okay. So the RSI is rejecting the overbought zone for the third time in a row now. 41 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. Let's see if it holds, though. 41 minutes. It's been the first 19 minutes of this 1 hour candle here. The fact that we moved down in the first 19 minutes tells me that in the next 40 minutes we could absolutely move back up and close this thing green, so don't get too bearish here. It's very possible that we actually do push into the overbought zone. Right? Typically you get overbought like this, or you're trying to get overbought like this. One of these times you will push through. But if we close this candle red, we will probably come down, because a rejection like that after trying, I just think we broke through. We saw a nice little breakout move there. Some volume came in. We're at good readings in the RSI. We're looking tenacious. I would think we move up a little bit more. Stochastics look a little bit bearish here, but again, depending on what this hour closes as, these indicators are just a green candle away from looking bullish. The MACD looks bullish, but it's the 1 hour time frame, so we won't weigh on that too much. Yeah, come up a little bit. Do it. I dare you. If not, I mean, cool. You're finding resistance here right where you found support before. Right there. You're finding resistance right where you found support before. That's fine. Not a big deal at all. But I would think you go higher. Just looking at this, I would think that we go higher, but it depends. If this 1 hour, I wish I made this video in 40 minutes, because man, if this 1 hour closes red, then we probably will go lower. 4 hour time frame here. Stochastics look bullish. The RSI even looks a little bit bullish, doesn't it? Getting this higher high here. You've had higher highs before, though. I don't know. Overall, it's still a lower high. You're at a point to reject as well. 2 hours, 39 minutes left. I like the stochastics. I like the MACD. I would think we go higher. I'm sticking with it. I think that we see this thing go up to about 11 cents. At the highest, maybe 12.5 cents. Okay, maybe. And if we go all the way up to 12.5 cents or 11 cents, don't get excited. We're probably going to come back down from there and go lower. Does that mean that we get a lower low? Not necessarily, depending on how high we go. Because if altcoins pump, they pump harder than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Bitcoin might drop 5% or 4%, and then this coin will drop 10%. But it dropping 10% will still give it a higher low, and Bitcoin dropping 4% could give it a lower low because of how high this thing pumps and how not high Bitcoin pumps, if that makes sense. It's very possible, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but depending on how Cookie moves here, it's very possible that we do have a low. I don't think we do. I do think that we go lower, but it's something to consider at least, okay? And with that being said, being here at 10.6 cents, Cookie DAO is definitely at a ripe opportunity, you guys. Very ripe opportunity. Stochastics are a little bit bearish. Coming up, though, a little bit. RSI at the oversold area where you like to bounce, it seems. We look at this here. You found support at this exact spot the last 3 times dating back to June. Your true low, though, in April, you were oversold. So maybe we get oversold. The MACD is rejecting the 0. The stochastics and the MACD are giving me the bearish look, where the RSI's got, it's bearish, but it's giving me some optimism. I'm going to lean with the bearish look more, right? The 2 to 1 there. I would say that we are probably going lower. Low here, high here. Oh, come on now. There we go. Golden ratio to the 1. 1886. Come up to the golden ratio. You found support there. Come up there and find resistance. 11.17 cents, somewhere around there. That makes sense. It's in the range that we were looking for. Even if you come up to 12.2 cents or 13 cents even, you're still rejecting, you're getting lower highs as you're progressing down in this fib channel or this fib range. It's very possible that we do go all the way down to about 9.4 cents or 8.4 cents. I would be surprised if we went too much below 8.5 cents, but 8.4 cents maybe we could see. Time will tell. I'm starting to get a little bit of optimism that we will find support somewhere in this range right here. We won't go too much below 9.5 cents, if at all. And then from there, we'll probably have some bullish divergence set up, depending on how we do this. Maybe not. Maybe just on the stochastics and the MACD. Maybe not on the RSI. Depends. I want to say this is the low, but I'm not convinced yet. Convince me. You want me to be convinced that this is the low? Get above 13.5 cents. Get above 14 cents, okay? Do that. Until then, we're thinking that you do go lower. But with that being said, again, looking at this range here, I'm not drawing it the best. I can't draw a straight line to save my life here. Let's use a straight line. Right? Looking at this range here, you are basically at the bottom of it. You could dip a little bit lower, but you are basically at the bottom of it. Time will tell. I still think we go a little bit lower than this low, but even if we do, the amount lower that we go is probably so insignificant. It's insignificant enough to where I think that it's a good time to buy here. As long as you can sit through like a 10% drop or something like that, 10 to 20% drop. Yes, 20% is a lot, but 10 to 20% drop. This is crypto. If you can do that, I think that you're fine. Weekly time frame here. Stochastics look bearish. MACD looks bearish. The RSI looks bearish. All promoting the idea that we'd go lower. We still have higher lows. All in all, I would expect that we see lower prices, but nothing too significant. 8.4 cents at the lowest, okay? And then from there, or from here, from wherever it is that we turn around, okay, we'll be on our way higher. We'll likely have this giant W formation, and in which case, once we break above this high here at 32.6 to 39 cents, we break above this high here, that's when things get really exciting. Finding your low is exciting, making the climb is exciting, but the pace is going to pick up rapidly once we get above this high here, if this is the W pattern in the making. If it is, by the time we move up, you guys, we are absolutely going to be floored. It's going to be great. Let's see. Assuming that this is the low of the pattern, probably don't go below that. We put this here. I mean, that takes us all the way up to $2. And measure moves are just that. They're just measurements of the move, right? It's just a measure move. It's an idea. It's not a prophecy. It's not a requirement. We could stop below it. We could push through it. And how high do we push through it? I don't know. But I would think that we do see something above $2, maybe even around $2.50. And at the rate of growth this thing likes, I mean, it could be by the end of October. Maybe it takes until the end of the year. But regardless of how long it takes, I would assume that we do get to $2.35 to $3.90 by the end of the year, if not by the end of October. But it depends on what we do from here. Anyways, I got nothing else, you guys. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, all right? Participate in Cookie DAO, participate on the ecosystem, get your snaps, your cookie snaps. Get your snaps multiplied when you post and support projects on chain. Get them. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.